Welcome everyone back to North to Prem. In today's episode, we are away to Gateshead and then we are at home to Dorking Wanderers. Since you last left us, we have been up and down in form. So the last time we played was the home fixture to Rochdale, which we lost. We then followed that up with another loss to Aldershot before then pulling back a win against Low League Barrow. We then beat Blythe in the FA Trophy. We then progressed in the FA Trophy 5th round to Chester as well. So we have Maidstone in the quarter-final. Not that we were too interested in that. We then lost to Solihull, who weren't doing very well, and then drew with Barnet, who were bottom of the league at the time. So form well and truly had fallen off in January. We finally managed to finish the month strongly as we played Dagenham and Redbridge and won 4-1. We then beat Halifax in the league 3-0, followed by a 4-0 win over Yeovil. We lost 1-0 to Bromley, but we followed it up with a 2-1 win with a late winner from Gedstid Hall against Wealdstone. All that means is we are basically where we were last time, second in the league. Too good to fall off second, not good enough to really challenge Rochdale, and they are very much comfortably going to win the league this year. So we're going to play Gateshead and Dorking, and then at the end of the episode, we will talk about kind of what we'll be doing for the next episode and end of season. Since you last left us, we were in December, so we obviously did a lot of transfer business in January. Let's take a look at what we've done. In first, we'll do the outgoings. So obviously a couple of players who already had transfers arranged. Simeon and Taylor Hart, they didn't want to do their full contracts. They wanted to leave. Well, they wanted to do their full contract and then leave on a free. We obviously doing better business than that. Unfortunately, they are key players and they're doing all right in League One. Simeon's played 4 games for Carlisle in League One. Kiddo Taylor Hart yet to make an appearance, so maybe not the best signing for them, but Carlisle did some decent business, so we got a good bit of money there. We then sold Luke Gunter to QPR. He was just a backup goalkeeper we weren't using. Travern Mully went to Chesterfield for 20k. Again, just a backup winger. He's played 1 game in League 2 and that's it. Brandon Horton, not really been up to it. So he's gone on loan to Dagenham and Redbridge, who are third bottom of the league in our league, and he hasn't played a game there. Louis Copley went on a free to Preston. Looking at his valuation now, that's looking like a poor signing, but he wasn't playing, and when he did play, I mean, he wasn't very good. 2 assists in 8 games. It's not terrible, but didn't really do anything else. Stephen Turner, with some of the ingoings, wasn't really playing. He was a bit of a key player for us, but he wasn't really playing since those players come in, and when a little bit of money came in for him, he was out of contract at the end of the year. It just made sense to cash in on him. So those were the outgoings. In terms of ingoings, so our replacement for Stephen Turner was Tyler Onyango. He's come in on a deal till the end of the season on £220 a week. He does have an optional contract extension as well, which we might do. He's a cheap player. He's came in and looked quite good as a ball-winning midfielder, formerly of Everton, which is good pedigree. We've used our affiliate at Peterborough once again. Malik Mothersill has come in on loan to the end of the season. He hasn't really hit the ground running. He looks like he'd be quite good, but he hasn't really found a place. I'm not really using him as a striker. I'm using him more as a winger, and he's not really doing the business. Mostly substitute appearances, to be fair, but he's yet to score a goal for us yet. And the final transfer is Ibu Toure, joins us as a left back. He's on a deal again till the end of the season with a optional contract extension. Just £275 a week, so quite cheap, but he's actually doing quite well. He's hit the ground running a bit, formerly of Stockport, Salford and Everton as well, but recently playing for Stockport in the Football League. He's been quite a good addition, actually, at a good National League level. So he's came in. The up and down form is very much because I don't think the centre-backs are up to it, really. We have been a little bit light at goals as well. Allport, since he's come back from his injury, hasn't really been the same kind of player as we were seeing before that. Same could be said for Kamani Ryan. He's not really been the same player since he's come back from his injury. We are a little bit light in the middle. We are trying to bring in a couple of players. I'm not sure whether both of these will go through just because of the loan rules in National League, but we'll see how that goes. But we'll see how it goes. But we are kind of up and down, and I think realistically we're just seeing the season out. We do have a little bit of interest in us, again, from teams in and around the Football League. At one point it was Portsmouth and Exeter. They don't seem to be interested in me anymore. Mansfield of League 2 are interested in me. We haven't had any interviews, obviously, any interview offers, otherwise we would be going for them. But yeah, we haven't had anything concrete yet, but I think we are getting to that stage in the save where we are on the verge of back-to-back promotions, 2 promotions in 3 seasons. We're starting to get a bit of a name for ourselves. We've got a few coaching badges, so yeah, we're doing okay now. But for our first game of the episode, we are away to Gateshead. So this is the team that we've got for that fixture. Beach in goal, a familiar back four of Ahui, Kamara, Small, and new boy Toure. Your first sight at Onyango as well. He's going to partner up with Oyson Smith. Kamani Ryan, Luca Lynch, Allport in the middle, and then Jaden Williams up top. One thing I forgot to mention, Reiki, we are cursed. I think this happened exactly last season as well. We brought a player in on a free who's probably too good for this level, and he hits the ground running, 7 goals, 2 assists in 19 games in the league, and then he's got a massive season-long injury. So he's going to be out for 6 to 9 months. I think it was a broken lower leg, it says there. And it was, a really disappointing one to pick up because he's been so good. Just as we extend his contract till next year as well. He actually kicked off that we extended his contract, and we did actually have bids to sell him for 150k, but the board actually stepped in and said, no, it needs to be a 250k. I think we actually had 190k offer, but yeah, the board wouldn't allow it to go, even though he actually came to us and said, I want to go because you've extended my contract and I don't want to be here playing in the National League. I'm too good for it, which is kind of fair dues. He probably is. But obviously we've got him on a deal till next season. He signed the contract extension, so it's kind of his own fault if he didn't want to honour it. But he's got injured instead. So really nothing's going to come of that. So we are very much in limbo because I think we're a little bit too good for the National League, but we're kind of not really good enough to run away with it like Rochdale have. We are very much in this limbo point where we're just kind of probably playing the games out just to get to the playoffs, because I think it's all the guarantee. We're definitely in the playoffs. I mean, we're so far ahead in terms of points. We're definitely going to get playoffs. I think we are going to finish second probably. I'm hoping that Rochdale might just fall off and we can actually mount a bit of a title challenge coming into the end of the season. But I keep saying this and it doesn't really seem to be happening. And our form has definitely gone a little bit downwards and their form's pretty much stayed the same. We are conceding a lot more and really not scoring enough. So I am a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried about us going into the playoffs in this form. I do think we are probably I think we are a good centre-back pair, and I think, you know what it is? I think it's selling Taylor Hart and Small in Simu. I just don't think we've replaced them at all as Gateshead go 1-0 up, and this is what I'm talking about. I mean, this is very much a team we could play in the playoffs, and we just don't look like the better side. So I am very much kind of hoping that a big football league team comes in for us, something in high-end League 2 or even lower-end League 1, just something for us to get up the football league, because I'm not sure that we'll get promoted this year. I've definitely don't feel that confident in this squad. I mean, we are doing well. We're obviously second. Yeah, we're obviously doing well. But a lot of those results came earlier in the season when we had Simu and we had Taylor Hart and they were firing and playing really well. And Simu was a big loss. I think looking back, maybe we should have just accepted we were going to lose him on a free, and we should have used that defensive stability just to make sure we actually got promoted. But there you go. We were trying to do our best for the club. We have spent a lot of that money that we actually brought in on those transfers on new facilities as well. So we're trying to do what's right for the club, but we do get an equaliser through Jaden Williams, who, I don't know why, he doesn't look that good, but he always seems to score, so you're not going to see me complaining about that. But yeah, good goal there from Jaden Williams, just picking up the loose ball. A bit of an instant reply as well, wasn't it? It was just a minute after the last one. So we do need to try and get back into this game, though, and it doesn't look like we're going to be the better side. But Toure there whips it well off Kenton Richardson. I assume it's Kenton Richardson. I know of Kenton Richardson being at Gateshead, but we are only 3 seasons in. It probably is him. Jaden Williams picks it up and he hits the post. I thought I was going to get really excited there. I've been at Gateshead's ground. It is big, but it's definitely not as big as what we're seeing in this. Definitely not nice as well, because it's got the big Olympic stadium around it, which is ugly as sin. We whip the ball in there, but the goalkeeper just plucks it out of the air pretty easily. And this is what I'm talking about. Allport and Ryan just not the same players they used to be. We're just not seeing the same performances of them. And we are very much looking at Allport as someone that we would want to try and sign on a permanent, because his contract is out at the end of the year. But they just get injuries and they just don't really seem to recover. But good ball there from Jaden Williams. Plays it through to Luca Lynch, but he's not fast enough or powerful enough to get through. But Ibu Toure will pick up the ball. New boy Ibu Toure, by the way, is Luca Lynch. I'm not sure who it was that missed their header, but Luca Lynch had an easy finish because the defender really mistimed his header and totally missed the ball, completely missed it, and we were just able to capitalize on it. And Luca Lynch has got the what's the winner for us at the minute. And I think Rochdale must be drawing or losing, because they have definitely dropped points, because we are only a couple points behind them now, but we will make a couple substitutions. We're going to bring Guess Sit Hole on. We'll bring Mothersill on the left-hand side. Yeah, we'll bring the two wingers on, and we'll leave it as is. We have extended a couple contracts as well until next season as well. I can't remember exactly who it was, but I know for a fact that one of them was Kazim, as he's got a deal. Ahui's got a new deal, and I think that was it. I think those are the only players that were out of contract. Everyone else we've either moved on or are trying to move on. Errol Mundle-Smith is very much out of the side at the minute, as Tyler Onyango, new boy Tyler Onyango, gets on the end of a corner. And this is what I mean. We're not really seeing a lot of attacking output from our wingers at the minute. It's very much coming from other positions. And I mean, we've still won the game, which is good, but I'm a little bit worried because Kamani, Ryan, and Allport are very much our key players in terms of an attacking sense. So for our second game of the episode, we are at home to Dorking Wanderers, and this is the side that we're going to be putting out. We've got a couple new additions into the squad. James Lee Carragher joins us on loan from Wigan till the end of the year. I assume it's Jamie Carragher. Jamie Carragher's son. He's born in Liverpool, and his name's James Carragher. And let's have a look. I mean, he's a centre-back as well. And he kind of looks like him. I'm pretty sure it's Jamie Carragher's son. So he's joined us. I mean, we've had Ryan Giggs' son, and now we've got Jamie Carragher's son. The other new addition is Jacob Hammond Chamber Borgners. What is a full name there? He joins us on loan from Reading. Just £200 a week for him, so a lot cheaper. He has played a season for Kidderminster a couple seasons ago in the National League. Hasn't played since, just one game for Reading in League One. So he's very much coming in to be a backup option for our defensive midfield spot. Other than that, the team is the same, and yeah, I mean, we did really well against Gateshead in the end, so hopefully James Carragher coming in for his debut can have a good game. He is very much a position I think we need to improve on. Kobe Small hasn't been the best. Thankfully we've already sold him, so we don't need to worry about him too much, because he was one that we sold and managed to get a loan back on. We didn't get any offers for those when we sold Simiu or Kiddo Taylor Hart. I can imagine Simiu not getting the offer because he very much seems like he's turned into a bit of a key player there, as Onyango from the corner had a chance to put us 1-0 up but put it wide, but it seems like Kiddo Taylor Hart isn't really playing at all, so I think it would have probably been in their best interest to let him come back on loan. But nevertheless, we do play Dorking, who are sitting 16th in the National League, so their season very much looking to just stay up, as Oisin Smith from the free kick does a little funny dance as well after he scored. Not sure what that's about, but Smith, the captain, does score and puts us 1-0 up. And yeah, I mean, hopefully with Carragher coming in, who looks a really good player, definitely looks too good to be playing in the National League, as Jaden Williams makes it 2. I mean, that's his 27th goal of the season. I mean, Jaden Williams is something special in terms of goals. He doesn't really seem to do much else, which is a little bit harsh, but he does seem to get in amongst the goals. And Rochdale must be drawn, and they must have drawn their recent game, because we've definitely closed the gap a little bit. Just 3 points behind them now. Hopefully they can drop points today. And like I say, all it takes is a couple drop points, and then you're right back in amongst it, because we are seemingly back in good form, because we did have a little bit of a struggle, but it does look like with a couple of the additions we've brought in the likes of Toure and obviously the new players we're seeing today, obviously nothing too much, but Onyango as well coming in, but obviously these new boys are just in for today. But recently, obviously the Onyango and Toure signings, and Toure looks really good. He seems to get a good rate in every match. But they do seem to have made a bit of a difference and turned us around, which I think we needed. We needed a little bit more. I think we needed a better left back. I think Kazim was always someone we were just bringing in to bring someone in. We just needed a body there. But a good half, 2-0. We would expect to beat the likes of Dorking, but it's never a guarantee in the National League. Anyone who's ever followed a team in the National League knows that you very much look at the calendar and you go, we should beat Wealdstone, and then you end up drawing or losing. And yeah, it's always the way it goes. You look at the calendar and you think, newly relegated side, that's going to be the tough game, and those end up being sometimes some of the more comfortable games. And then the teams that you think you're going to beat, you just don't. As Luca Lynch there, very much thriving since Kiddo Taylor Hart has been sold. He's very much someone who's came in and took the opportunity well. He's getting in amongst the goals, and he's not really someone I look at as a long-term solution for the club, but he is very much filling in the role now, and he seems to be doing okay. But we're doing really well this game. Carragher not having the best of debuts, but he is on a clean sheet, so we won't be too harsh. As I say that, Dorking do seem to have a highlight, but he obviously just coming in. He's going to take a little bit to learn the system, get up to full fitness. So I'm not going to look at the rating too harshly. I think whenever you get a new player, should always look at their rating with a little bit of a pinch of salt. But we are only 3 points behind Rochdale now. So as much as I'm thinking we are, gone, dead and buried in terms of the league title, it only takes another loss for them and a win for us to get back on equal terms. And we do have a superior goal difference, so if it did come down to that, that could be the difference maker as Beach pulls off a good save there. I think he probably should be catching it, but nevertheless, he's kept it out, and that's the important thing. Corner for Dorking now. Whipped in, well cleared by Smith. And I have to say, Oisin Smith probably been the best signing this season. Obviously, Jaden Williams has been in amongst the goals, but just in terms of actual ability and in terms of, the average consistent rating that he's putting out, I think Smith has probably been one of the better players. He is someone with a probably more reputation in the game, a bit more experience. We are obviously paying him a little bit more as we are having to defend quite a bit here, but we are throwing bodies in front of it. So it's nice to see that the players are all very committed. We've got 20 minutes to go, so we will make a couple substitutions. We'll bring Sithole on the right. We'll bring Chambers. I'm just going to call him Borgness. We're going to call him Borg. Borg comes in for his debut as well, and we'll leave it there. But we'll see let's see what Borg can do. That's a terrific name. As Luca Lynch played through there just a little bit too slow. Luca Lynch and a number of these players, I think they are probably players that are going to be good at this level, but probably not really good enough if we did make the step up. But we just need to finish this season. We need to try and get in the playoffs, and we need to try and get in amongst the title challenge as well. As Rochdale go 1-0 up. That's really disappointing. If we could have closed the gap to 3 points, I think we would be looking at this as like a real title challenge going into the end. But 5 points, we're still obviously going to just try and win every game. That's not different. There's nothing different there. As Jaden Williams puts it in the back of the net, but it was ruled offside. But again, Luca Lynch doing quite well. And we do seem to have quite a big squad in terms of not like numbers, but in terms of height. We do seem to have quite a few big boys in the team now, which is good. It's what we want to see. It is very much what we want to see, as Beach does well to hold on to it there. And we've looked really comfortable this game. We've had to defend, but when we have had to defend, we've done it well. So no complaints from me. As once again, Dorking do eventually get the goal that they've been looking for. Reese Hannum there. I think formerly of Gateshead Reese Hannum, unless it's a different Hannum. I think I'm thinking of Hannant. Never mind. Different player. Allpaw gets on the end of it, and he's got in the goals. And Chamber Hammonds, now you know what? I forgot his nickname. Borg swings in a good ball for Allpaw, and he's got off to a good start on his debut as well. Not the best debut for Carragher, like a 6.4 and a yellow card, but like I say, I'm not going to hold it against him too much. He's learning this system. He's learning the National League. He's learning how we want to play, and he's still getting up to full fitness because obviously he hasn't been playing regularly for Wigan or anything like that. That's why they've loaned him out. As Williams, always quick as a cat, gets on the end of that one. I mean, he's going to be in the 30s. He's definitely going to be getting interest from further up the leagues. But what a result, 5-1 there, and that's exactly what we want to be seeing as we're coming into the end of the season. So that's going to do it for this episode. Once we get out of this screen, we'll take a look at where we are in the league. So Rochdale did win their recent game 1-0 over Sutton. So there is a 5-point gap there, probably too big of an ask. So when we come back, we will have the last 2 games of the National League season. We are away to Victoria Park. I know it's the Suit Direct Stadium, but we all know it's Victoria Park. Away to Hartlepool, and then we will have back-to-back away fixtures, actually, because we played the last game away to Torquay as well. So those 2 last away fixtures will be our last fixtures of the season, and then we'll see whereabouts we're going to be, unless something interesting happens and someone comes in for me. Probably not Mansfield. I don't really want to go to Mansfield. But if someone else wants to come in for me, Ipswich, if you want to make a big shock move for a National League manager, that would be good. So unless we get a job offer or anything, or an interview, then we will be coming back for the Hartlepool and Torquay games and finishing off our first season in the National League. Hopefully we will still be within a title chance at that point. Otherwise, we'll just be looking to confirm playoffs. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of North to Prem, and I'll see you all for more Football Manager videos very soon.